Welcome back to Mindful Stoicism. Today, we're going to break down a simple yet powerful truth. The less you care, the more she chases. What if I told you that the moment you stop seeking her attention, she starts craving yours? That the instant you stop caring whether she stays or leaves, she begins to feel uneasy, even desperate to win you back. This isn't a trick, nor is it manipulation. It's human psychology at its core. Women are drawn to what they cannot easily have. It's a principle that governs not just attraction, but all aspects of human desire. We all value what is rare, what is mysterious, and what isn't handed to us on a silver platter. When a man places a woman on a pedestal, constantly reassuring her, constantly proving his worth, she starts to feel too certain of his presence. And certainty, my friend, is the death of attraction. But when you detach, when you focus on yourself, your goals and your purpose, you create space. And that space is what makes her panic. She starts wondering why you're no longer available, why your attention has shifted. She questions if she's losing something valuable. That's when she starts chasing. In this video, I'll show you how to master the art of indifference, not by pretending to care less, but by genuinely shifting your mindset to a place of power and self-sufficiency. Watch till the end, because once you grasp this concept, you'll never look at relationships the same way again. You'll stop chasing, stop overthinking, and instead become the one they can't ignore. Let's begin. 1. The problem. Caring too much pushes her away. Have you ever noticed that the more effort you put into winning her over, the more distant she becomes? You text her first, always respond instantly, compliment her constantly, and go out of your way to make her feel special. Yet instead of appreciating your effort, she starts pulling away. Why? Because caring too much makes you predictable, and predictability kills attraction. At the heart of human nature lies a paradox. We desire what feels just out of reach. When a man prioritizes a woman over himself, when he bends over backward to please her, he unknowingly strips away the very quality that makes him attractive: mystery. If she always knows you'll be there, always eager and available, there's no challenge, no excitement. It becomes too easy, and easy things are rarely valued. Think about it. How often do people chase things they already have? Not often, but when something is slipping away, they suddenly crave it. The same logic applies to relationships. When you care too much, when you give her all your attention without her having to earn it, you shift the power dynamic in her favor. She doesn't have to work for your affection, so she stops valuing it. Women are drawn to men who are self-assured, men who don't need to prove their worth because they know their worth. The moment you start prioritizing her more than yourself, you send an unspoken message. I need you more than you need me. And that's when she starts losing interest. The key isn't to stop caring altogether, it's to stop over-investing. You must learn to balance your affection with emotional control. Only then will you maintain your value in her eyes. The shift. Understanding indifference. Indifference is not about being cold, rude, or dismissive. It's about emotional self-sufficiency. It means you are no longer controlled by the fear of losing her. You stop reacting to her every move, and instead you remain centered, unshaken. Most men operate from a place of emotional dependence. They seek constant validation, worrying about whether she texts back, if she's losing interest, or if she's seeing someone else. This mindset makes them weak in her eyes. Women instinctively sense when a man needs them, and that neediness kills attraction. Why? Because true attraction thrives on a sense of challenge and unpredictability. But when you embrace indifference, everything changes. Indifference doesn't mean you stop caring about her as a person. It means you stop attaching your worth to her presence. You stop viewing her as the source of your happiness. You become a man who is already fulfilled on his own. A man whose life is rich and meaningful, with or without her. And that's what makes women panic. When she notices that your emotions are no longer tied to her responses, she starts to feel uncertain. She wonders why you aren't seeking her approval anymore. She questions whether she misjudged your value. This uncertainty is what creates a psychological shift, one where she starts investing more in you. This is the power of indifference. When you no longer fear losing her, you naturally become more attractive. You embody confidence, self-respect, and emotional control qualities that make you stand out from the rest. And the best part, this shift isn't about playing games. It's about truly becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to chase because he understands his own worth. 3. The reaction when she starts panicking. At first, she might act like nothing has changed. She may even pretend she doesn't notice your sudden shift in energy. But don't be fooled, she does. And the more you remain distant, the more uneasy she becomes. Women are highly intuitive when it comes to attention and energy. They can sense when something is missing, even if they can't immediately pinpoint what it is. The silence starts to get to her. She's used to you chasing, always being the one to initiate, always making her feel wanted. But now, you've gone quiet. No more random check-ins, no more long paragraphs seeking her validation, no more eagerness to please. And that's when the panic begins to set in. She starts testing you. Maybe she sends a casual text, something like, "Hey, how have you been?" Or maybe she posts something on social media that she knows will get your attention. A picture, a quote, a song lyric that subtly hints at missing someone. She's fishing for a reaction. But here's where most men fail. They take the bait. They respond too quickly. They show excitement. They break the very aura of mystery that was making her intrigued. But not you. You stay composed. You remain indifferent. And this drives her crazy. She begins to overthink. Did he move on? Is he seeing someone else? Was I not as important to him as I thought? Suddenly, she's the one feeling insecure. The tables have turned, and now she's the one trying to figure out how to win you back. Because nothing makes someone desire you more than the fear of losing you. 4. The Stoic mindset. True power comes from within. True strength doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from mastering yourself. A Stoic man is not swayed by fleeting emotions, nor does he allow external forces to dictate his inner peace. This is the essence of true power. Complete self-possession. Indifference, when applied correctly, is not about playing games or being cold. It's about understanding that your happiness, your value, and your purpose are not dependent on any single person. Women and people in general are naturally drawn to men who are centered, self-assured, and independent. A man who stands firm, who does not waver in the face of rejection or approval, exudes a quiet confidence that is magnetic. Think of the great Stoic philosophers Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. They taught that suffering comes from attachment, from placing our peace in things we cannot control. In relationships, this means detaching from the outcome. You cannot force love, nor should you need to. When you let go of the need for validation, you reclaim your power. A Stoic man moves with purpose. He focuses on his goals, his growth, and his discipline. His life is too valuable to revolve around whether someone texts back or shows interest, and because of that, he naturally attracts admiration and respect. When a woman sees that you don't need her, that you are content and thriving on your own, she begins to want you more. But by then, the real transformation has happened. You no longer need her validation to feel complete. This is the true power of indifference, not to make her chase, but to make yourself unstoppable. 5. The final test, how to know you've won. So, how do you know when you've truly mastered the power of indifference? How can you tell if you've flipped the dynamic and made her the one who's chasing? The answer lies not just in her actions, but in your own mindset. The first sign you've won is that she starts initiating. If she was once distant, dismissive, or lukewarm in her efforts, you'll notice a shift. Suddenly she's texting you first, finding excuses to reach out, or even trying to revive old memories. She might ask random questions that seem insignificant on the surface, but what she's really doing is testing if she still holds space in your mind. She's trying to pull you back in. Another sign? She becomes more emotionally unpredictable. One moment she's warm, the next she's cold. Why? Because she's feeling insecure. When you were always available, she knew she had you. Now, with your indifference, she feels uncertain, and that uncertainty fuels attraction. She's thinking about you more than ever, and deep down, she knows she's no longer in control. But the most powerful sign you've truly won, you no longer care. See, this whole journey isn't just about making her chase. It's about reaching a place where you're so focused on yourself, your goals, and your personal growth that her presence or absence no longer affects you. You're no longer measuring your worth by her attention. You've outgrown the need for validation. And that's the ultimate power. Because the moment you genuinely stop caring, ironically, that's when she wants you the most. At this point, the real question isn't whether she comes back, it's whether you even want her anymore. If you want to truly master the art of attraction and personal power, subscribe to Mindful Stoicism and turn on notifications. Remember, the less you care, the more power you hold. Now, step back, focus on yourself, and watch everything fall into place.